All right, it looks like we're live. Thank you everybody for holding out for us. We're having some technical difficulties backstage, but we have a show for you. And first, I want to welcome you to the Live with Sondra show. Thank you so much for joining us. We are going to sit down today with somebody that I do consider to be an industry leader, innovator. But on this show, we have operators and people who are shaping the future of the attraction business, people who are in hospitality, and people who are shaping guest experiences. I'm your host, Sondra Shannon, and today's conversation is one I've been really looking forward to. But first, let's roll the intro. All right, welcome back. Sorry for the delay. I was backstage dancing. I love that intro music. All right, well, today's show is brought to you by our sponsors at Gatemaster Technology. They make this programming possible. And at Gatemaster, we help attractions simplify your operations by unlocking guest data and scale revenue across admissions, groups, events, all while protecting the guest experience. From corporate outings to large group events, cabana rentals to buyouts, Gatemaster gives attractions a single source of truth so they can focus on service, not systems. So, before we jump in, I have just a couple quick questions for the audience. I haven't done audience questions in a little while, but I think it's important, especially while you guys are getting ready to join us and before I introduce this guest. But on a scale to 1 to 10, how confident are you in your corporate sales pitch? And what's the number one reason your clients choose your venue over local hospitals and conference centers? So that gives you a little insight on what we're going to be talking about. I also want to see you drop that in the comments. So for those of you who are not listening live or watching on replay, we'll make sure to read off some of those comments that are and some of that engagement that we get today if we see anything on here. But of course, we want to hear from you. So please drop that in the comments. Today, I want to tell you why today's guest stood out to me. I met Sheri last year at an IAPA meetup hosted at the Funplex. And what I expected to just be a quick hello ended up being a full tour. She walked me through the work she was doing around corporate events. And I immediately knew that this story needs to be told. So I'm really excited to introduce you to Sheri. Sheri Murphy is the event sales manager at the Funplex, where she oversees large-scale corporate and social events across a 25-acre award-winning facility. She has more than 25 years experience in hospitality and event planning with a focus on individualized guest experiences and true service-first communication style. And one thing I love, Sheri talks about how she is always connecting with her mother. They talk every single day, something I hope my kids do for me. So I love that. And I really do think that shows a clear connection in how she builds her relationships professionally. Sheri, welcome to the show. Hi, Sheri.
Hello. Hi.
Was that intro okay?
And yes, big shout out to my mom.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
I mean it. I'm like, I hope my kids say that about me someday. That was really special to hear. So, we're going to jump in. We're going to jump right in if that's okay.
Ready.
And what's your mom's name first? So I can give her a shout out too. Joanne?
Yes.
Hi, Joanne. I hope you're
She's
watching.
yes.
Sheri, so before we get started, because, the Funplex, I got to visit it for the first time this last fall, and you were so gracious taking me around and showing me the work that you are all doing and telling me the story around this amazing facility. And I think like it was so much more than what I had imagined before I went out there, but also like hearing this story. This is one of the things, this is why you guys got to go to these meetups, because you don't just get to visit attractions, you get to hear the story of the people and who is the people running them, how they're doing it, the story behind how it came to be. And I was just hoping you wouldn't mind telling our audience about the Funplex and some of those really cool things that you guys are doing.
Yeah. Well, I'm really excited to be here. And I know you came to our Mount Laurel location, but we also have another location identical to what we have here. So there's
Wow.
which is a great benefit that we have. But we have the indoor attractions, the bowling, the arcade, the outdoor attractions, dry rides, mini golf, 2 mini golf courses, and of course our most favorite water park. So yeah, we have a little bit of everything, from thrill rides to relaxing, lazy rivers, something for everybody. It's an exciting place. I brought my children here growing up for birthday parties, just come out for the day and have a good time, and now the corporate events. And I know you saw it when you came out, but we're very proud that we now have our full bar. So our adults can have a lot more fun. With us building the hotel property, that allowed us to have the liquor license. So it's just enhancing all of our events, from birthday parties to the special events and corporate events.
Yeah, it was really neat to see, like, and to hear the story about how over the years the owners or management have continued to add on to this park. And that's something that really made it very unique to me to see, and how it's all coming together and how it came to be. Like the boardwalk, right?
Yes.
What you call it in the
Yep.
back.
Yep.
Yeah. I got to ride
Yeah.
the go-karts.
No, you would have to come back to ride brand new go-karts that we just literally like 2 weeks ago.
What?
Yeah, we have LED go-karts now, so they're faster. They're so much fun. I got to ride both the single ride and the double ride go-karts. And what they're working on now is they put little icons on the track. So down the pike, we're going to see similar to like Mario Kart, where you ride over them and you get points. And, it's definitely going to be something that enhances all of our so that's something we're really excited about. And in our bowling alley, we have a new LED screen. Is big display, full, it's fresh, it's current. So yeah, like you mentioned, we're just always enhancing, moving things up, upgrading. It's something wonderful to be a part of.
Yeah, it was such a cool place. Such a cool place. One of my
Yeah,
favorite places I got to visit last year.
I'm glad. You're welcome back anytime on me.
Hey, I'm gonna take you up on that. Bring the kids this time and stay in the hotel too.
Oh, please
You
do.
know. Well, Sheri, I know that your main focus there as a event sales manager is transitioning your corporate clients' vision into a high energy reality inside of this park. And you know, what does that look like for you? How does that happen?
So I think it's simply just personalizing every event that comes in here. From the moment any guest steps foot into our park, they're going to be greeted with that warm smile. They're going to be greeted with personalized signage. We also have TVs that are going to illuminate their logo or their graphic. And we prioritize operational excellence. We have our energy attractions. Like we mentioned, the go karts. We have our high velocity, our fun twister. All these thrill attractions that strengthen team bonding, have that wow factor for our corporate clients. But the high energy attractions is what releases that adrenaline that boosts and improves clarity and focus for our corporate clients. We totally value the fact that we aren't what you think, like you said, what you think. You don't really know what it is until you get here. And then when you get here, it's like, wow, like this was really something different. So that's definitely something that, you know, a corporate client wants to get out of the office and have fun. We're going to make sure you come out here and have an experience.
Yeah. Yeah, that's so true. The other thing I noticed, I just want to mention this, is every person I met from you to any other staff member, because I got a couple of tours actually. I was lucky to meet a few of you. Was just how much you all loved and appreciated what was happening there, and that just really stood out to me. And I'm sure that is something that you feel when your corporate clients feel. And like that's an inspiration to them probably when they're having their own team building experiences, was how much your team is aligned.
Well, a lot of emotions are also, they're contagious. So if we're having a good time, that's going to translate to the guests. Same thing as if we're chaotic and we can't figure out what's going on. They're going to be very, set back and uneasy. But we do really enjoy working here. We are very fortunate to work for the family we work for. And we really do have fun. It is in our name. We are having fun almost every single day.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Well, because it is such a high-paced, high-volume environment, how do you maintain that true white glove service standard while running events at the scale that you guys run events there at the Funplex?
Yeah, so we have the benefit, we get to utilize technology for efficiency and training our staff adequately to be able to provide that white glove service. We do balance both the human interaction and technology to deliver the high-end service in a fast-paced environment. We have highly trained hosts that are briefed before every single event to thoroughly understand the timeline of the event, what food is being served, what dietary restrictions the guests may have. And that way we can run an event flawlessly. And we've also streamlined our laser tag times. That way each corporate guest gets to have a private reserve laser experience and not have the, headache of waiting in a long line, checking their watch, saying, I'll do something else. So we like to balance both the technology and staff, their knowledge to be able to execute so flawlessly.
So you mean to tell me you had laser tag and I didn't see that part?
You must have walked right past it. But yes, when you come back with your kids, it's on.
All right. That's where I started, was in laser tag in the late 90s.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
so I never miss a chance to play. Miss a chance to play. So I'm bummed because I bet it's cool.
Oh, it's so, and that's one game I can beat my husband at, so it's fine.
Oh, have you ever seen those memes where it's like that? I've actually posted a meme a couple of times where it's like it's kind of like sad kids getting beat because their mom beat them at laser tag or something. Yeah. That's the joke anyways. But yeah, my husband would always say, how can you never let him win? And I'm like, it's never going to happen.
Nope.
You're going to have to get better. And
I don't do the spinning and drop rides, but you'll catch me in lazy tag or a laser tag or in the lazy river any day.
I love that. I can't believe I did that.
Yes.
Well, so kind of going back to your experience, what's one maybe specific detail that you see event planners overlook that could actually really make or break this guest experience?
So I think that's just your basic comfort, right? So when you come in the park, you want to have adequate signage throughout your park. So where is the restroom? Where is the exit? How do I get to that boardwalk or laser tag? Having adequate signage, having a clean facility, not just, the building itself, but the restrooms. Is it sticky when you touch the arcade games? You want to make sure that those are all, things that we're looking out for. And even in the event rooms and event spaces, birthday party spaces, is the room too cold? Is the room too hot? When you're physically uncomfortable, nothing else matters.
Sure.
Yes, physically comfortable, feeling safe, feeling that they're in a clean environment. That's definitely details that you want to pay attention to.
Well, and I have to say the food was amazing when we were there.
Oh, thank you. Yeah,
the food was amazing.
Food here. We pride ourselves. We cater everything here in house. Even our pizza, the dough is made fresh here, so it's not your typical, like cardboard tasting pizza. It's actually really good, and I probably eat too much of it. But yes, is something we, definitely pride ourselves on.
Yeah, the food was really great. Well, kind of moving to like park owners and maybe how they can move away from generic cookie cutter packages and maybe create more or build more repeatable systems for closing high corporate clients. I guess that's the question, is more about sales, because that's something I know that you are primarily focused on for the Funplex, but also, how can we make this more exciting for these corporate clients? Because I know, like, if you can get corporate clients in your business, can I tell you something? I had a park that ended up getting sold. I just want my audience to hear this. I had a park that ended up getting sold. And when we started teaching some sales methodologies to them, I had the GM of that park tell me, that the prior GM, that if they had learned to sell corporate events, they wouldn't have had to sell the property.
Oh, wow.
And so I know that what you're doing is so important and critical to the revenue generation that these parks and attractions need to be focused on. So really, closing high corporate clients. I know that's something you're really good at.
Yeah. So, when we talk about your basic, being stuck in a cookie cutter like package, that creates price shopping, right? So you're going to
Yeah.
compare us to the next park, and you're just price shopping. Um, Here we customize our packages. Yes, we have our basic packages, we have our shell, but then we can customize any which way, and that's something we're so excited to be able to do, especially for our corporate clients, because we can add specific attractions. We have specific, everything has an add-on. So if you want to add bowling, you want to take away the spinny rides because they're going to get you nauseous. You don't do
Sure.
that. We've adjusted our food and beverage. If we have our menus, of course, but if there's something specific that someone wants to have, we could do anything. We cater here. So you're looking for something, we'll make it happen. We're flexible. We're adaptable. Um, we've adjusted our hours. We've had high-end corporate clients come in for an exclusive event where we opened at 8 a.m. instead of regularly at 10 to give them exclusive access. We've stayed open later, whether it's for our project graduates coming in or specific clients that were requesting a later time. So being stuck in those cookie cutter packages, like I said, that creates price shopping more than value based, and we would rather much have the value clientele.
Yeah. No, I love that. It should be creating a lot of that creates a lot of value
Yeah.
for clientele.
And then
Well,
the customers and the corporate clients really appreciate that because it's something that, they think they're just, all right, how much does it cost to come there? Okay, that's a loaded question. So what are you looking to do? What are you looking to get out of an event? And where can I enhance that event for you so you want to come back? And even if it's not back with your same company again, because you might want to do something different, you want to come back with your family. You want to come back because so and so is graduating. So I'm going to show you all aspects of ways of customizing your events.
I love that. And you guys have so much. I mean, you just finished, I think, that private bowling. Was it the private bowling? What, I don't know what the room was called. You took me towards the front.
Nobody realized what it really can do or what that room really is until they come in and see it in person. I mean, I could show you a picture of it or videos, but it's so nice. It's got the giant screen. We upload your graphic, your logo, any signage. We could have a loop going and the TV's behind of if it's so and so's birthday, and we're gonna do like a montage for them. So it's a lot of fun in there. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the fan favorite.
That was a cool space. Well, what's the first step that you would recommend to attractions to maybe start driving real corporate revenue?
Definitely bring them in. If you got to tour the facility, definitely inviting them in. We host corporate open houses, chamber events, and when they come in, let them sample our go-karts, let them sample the laser tag, let them see what we really can offer. And to me, I think that's the very first step in capturing my corporate business is in the know. When a lot of people locally think of the Funplex, they think of it as the child birthday party place. Yeah, we're great for birthday parties. We're the best. But then when they realize you have a full bar, I can watch the game here. My husband can watch the game while I'm tending to the kids, or vice versa. I'm not making any claims, but it's a place where everybody can have a good time, and everybody has that inner kid in them that really wants to go over to the arcade and do that claw machine. So it's a little bit of something for everybody. And by inviting them in, they can hear the sounds and smell the food and hear the excitement of everyone on the thrill rides. That's what really draws them in.
Yeah, that's one of the things that stuck out to me about this the Funplex was just the multi-generational. You guys have that covered.
Yeah,
You said there's something for everybody.
there is.
And it was really cool to see that. And the bar was cool.
Yeah.
I mean, pretty much everything was cool. I like I said, I sincerely mean it. I was really, when they told us we were going to Funplex, they said it was a FEC, and it was so much more than that. Like, I know, you don't even know, it was so much more than that. And I
Yeah.
with an FEC background, that was really exciting to me to see the potential
Yeah.
that other people could have because you guys are showing that what's possible, and that was really cool. Well, I know that you have kind of a traditional event background with regards to, and you're going back like 2002, right? Like you've been doing. I'm sorry to say it was in your bio. I'm sorry to say. I mean, hey, I said I've been doing laser tag since the late '90s, so I'll let you guys decide there. But what was the most surprising, or what was the most surprising thing for you, or maybe the biggest shock that you had when you're moving from more of a traditional event planning background into the amusement industry?
So I came from a place where we did one event per day. One event, that was it. That was your focus. I mean, we worked really hard. We made it wonderful. Then I come here and we're doing multiple events a day. And I'm talking multiple picnics a day, probably up to 30 birthday parties in one day. But the high foot traffic we have for being open to the public, on top of the hotel guests that are coming in. So there's a lot of moving parts and multiple events going on at once that it just took. I'm organized by nature, but it took my organization skills to a whole new level. And it's exciting. And I got my wheels turning, and I love doing multiple events now. I go from one side of the park to the other. I might have one in the morning, one cutting through the middle, one at night. It's a totally different animal. So that was absolute like, can I do this? And I love doing it. In addition, I also, like I mentioned, we have the other location. It's 2 hours north of us, very similar to what we have here, similar attractions with the water park and the indoor attractions, but I have their support and I can lean on them for collaboration, which is something that coming from my previous venues, yeah, I had the staff with whom I worked, but now I have just like almost like double the set of support because I have that location to lean on. And that's just wonderful.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, how does the Funplex environment allow you, and you kind of spoke a little bit to this, but how does it allow you to be more creative with event individualization compared to like standard venues?
Sure. So standard venues are nice, right? They got a beautiful ballroom, usually chandeliers, beautiful chairs, but we have the entertainment. When you go to a standard, the guest has to provide the entertainment, whether it's Jay, the face painter, the 360 photo booth, whatever it may be, but we have the entertainment. I basically get to set the scene for the guest. In addition, unlike a standard venue, working here at the Funplex, we host many themed nights, such as 21 and older adult nights that we have for anyone 21 and older from 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. Them come out, especially in the summer when they get to go in the water park and use the cabanas and the villas. It's a blast. We have sensory nights, movie nights, character parties. So unlike a standard venue, we just have a lot more ways to hit different types of clientele and individualize each event um, for them. And so much more variety here than just a standard venue, which is based off what the client is capable of doing.
Yeah, I love that. But that's what makes it high stakes, right? You're creating,
Yes.
corporate clients are trusting you with these big high
Yeah.
stake events to be planned for them. And how do you, in the sales process, because a lot of sales is trust, right? And how do you get those people who are booking these corporate events to feel comfortable kind of handing over the reins to you?
So this is probably in all aspects of my life, but I project confidence from their first interaction with me. I want to connect with them immediately. So they're usually sending an inquiry into me, asking me questions, but I'm also following up by asking them questions. I'm getting to know them. I provide the photos of various events to see what we are capable of doing, but I'll also throw in additional ideas to see how I can make their event unique. I'm transparent with policies, such as, height restrictions on certain attractions that we have,
Sure.
what food and beverage they can or cannot bring inside the park. Building that and acting proactively, that's what builds the trust within my clients. And that's something I think they value. is that I'm just open and honest from the beginning of what I'm capable of doing and what the park is able to provide.
Yeah, that's really cool. Also, I think like if I could just say, like you really give off this sense of caring about the relationships that you're building, how people are going to interact at this facility and the experience that they have. Like you can tell you love this place. And that was
You.
something that I really sensed from you when we met. And one of the reasons, like I said, I wanted to have you here and tell this story. But, I know being in this industry where everything can change in a split second, what's kind of one of your go to strategies for keeping communication clear between your sales team and the floor operators? And I'll tell you, like, I've been in sales a long time too. And sometimes sales and the operations, they have a disconnect. So I'm curious how you handle some of that.
And I've worked in environments where it's like that too. I'm really big on building my professional relationships. I'm big on, definitely that saying teamwork makes the dream work.
Sure.
That's important. So yeah, things are going to change in a split second. Change of the menu, change of the time, change of the setup. And, being that I build those relationships and they know that I truly do care, I think that they handle it with a lot more grace when I do ask them to adjust last minute or make a change that they weren't expecting. With that, I also always offer my assistance. Now, am I the one that's going to be pulling tables across the park? Probably not. I'm going to offer the help, but I'm just appreciative of the staff that I work with. And that's really important to me, that amongst all departments, I connect, I check in with them. I just make sure that they know that I'm here to support. This is not the Sherryplex. This is the Funplex, and we work together. And I think here, the operations team and the sales team, they work very well together. And I'm very fortunate to have that here.
Yeah, it's really nice. And you've mentioned that like connection is important to you, both in connecting with your mom every day and then with your team that's working alongside you. How does that value that you have of checking in with your mom or just checking in with people in general that you work with translate into how you manage those professional relationships?
So, working with my colleagues, it's very important. Someone takes a sick day, I am the first person to text and say, "How are you feeling the next day?" You see someone, and you tell they're having a little bit of a rough day. Is there anything I could do to help? And even with my clients and my guests, like I will reach out with intention. I'm not just going to shoot you a
Yeah.
follow up. Do you want to book with me? No, I'm going to let you know, hey, we've got these brand new go-karts. Like, I want to connect with you. I want to let you know something, a solid reason why I'm reaching out and have something to say to you.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's really cool how you manage those relationships. And that was something we talked about even. I mean, just what you're
I
doing
really do.
so well. I don't you're doing so well. And you could see that while you were there. And I can hear it in the stories that you're telling about how you manage these. So just to kind of close out today, what is maybe one of the most memorable guest experience that you've witnessed at the Funplex that reminded you why you love this industry?
So recently we did an event around the holidays. A local organization wanted to put on an event for less fortunate children, and they raised money around the community. I certainly, helped contribute and like shared the post and helped them raise funds. So they were letting these kids come and enjoy a night at the park, something that they would normally not get the opportunity to do. But in addition, they all had a wish list. And on that wish list, they took like the most valued item or what they felt was, something they would never probably be able to get. And they purchased these items with all these donated funds from the community. We had Santa Claus here. We had some, very special guests come in and present these gifts to them, and you could just hear the excitement in these children's voices of not only for their gifts but to be able to go karts, to ride the tilt-a-whirl, to go on the different attractions that we have, bowl for the first time in their life. And the excitement was just something that I was so proud to be part of. To this, I've called it my feel good event, because it was something that by the community, hosted by this organization, part of that. And it really made you look, the holidays, the season of giving, all about. And and to have a facility that can give just, I'm very lucky to work for such a place that can give back so much.
Well, I love that so much because we talk a lot about on this show about how, what we're doing in this industry, it gives people something to look forward to, something to look back on. And you just created an experience for these young people that is probably something they will remember for the rest of their life because of not only what you organized, but also who you are and the work that everyone over at the Funplex is doing. Did I lose you, Sheri? I don't want to lose you when when I'm ending with that because I truthfully that that's something that you can tell is really important to you guys over there. All right, guys. I gave it a second. I told her I'd hold it down. She was having some internet issues prior to us getting started. Well, while we wait for Sheri to come back, and if not, we'll wrap up now. But I do want to thank Sheri for being here on the show today. And like I said, I met her at a meetup. You guys have to go to these IAPA meetups that are happening. I don't think I don't know if they've been officially announced yet. I think there's one coming up here soon that I'm really excited about. But I don't think they've been officially announced. But going to these events, you get to meet not only the incredible people who are running these amazing attractions, but also you get to experience those attractions. And I'm really surprised I missed the laser tag at the Funplex because I typically do not miss laser tag when there's laser tag available. But, going back to this experience that I had at the Funplex and going to the IAPA meetups, I just want to encourage you guys to make it out to these this year because you can meet people like Sheri. I got a new friend. I got friends everywhere I go. And when we talk about corporate events, how many times do we in this industry get to share moments together because we get to have the experience at these amazing attractions? So while I wrap up the show, I do want to thank Sheri for being here today and sharing her experience, her perspectives, and the heart behind the work that's being done over at the Funplex. This was such a valuable conversation. I wanted to bring that to you all because like I said, I've had the experience where I've had attractions tell me that they would have been stronger had they figured out group sales and corporate sales. So this is an important conversation I think everybody needs to hear that's running an attraction. I know for me and my attraction, back when I was an operator, our group sales and birthday parties are pretty much what took care of the bulk of the business's revenue. So it was super important. I also want to thank everyone watching today. If you're here and you're watching, I appreciate your support. And I just want to say that great events aren't built on square footage or ride counts. Oh, there she is.
I'm so sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. I was just wrapping up and I just wanted to make sure that I got an opportunity, Sheri, to thank you for being here and sharing your perspective. And I don't know if you missed that part, but the part of the show where I hope you go back and watch it, but I just really want to thank you guys for doing what you do. And the Funplex, you could tell, was a really special place. It was somewhere when I walked in the door, I wanted to be there and I was excited to have that experience with my peers with the IAPA meetup. And like I said, I'm sad I missed the laser tag, but I got to do a gazillion other things. So, it was, there just wasn't enough time probably to do it all. But I just really want to thank you, your perspectives, your conversation, and your willingness to come here and share.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Your willingness to come here and share what you're doing over there. Because I think it's a great work.
I love what I do. So I love talking about what I do and, getting, just the information out there of what we are. And I'm very proud to be a part of this organization. So I appreciate you and giving me the opportunity.
Hey, thank you, Sheri. Well, we're going to see each other soon, right?
I hope so.
Yeah, I hope so too. And if there's ever anything you need from me, you just give me a holler. But I'm always down for some fun.
You got it. Sounds good to me. Take care.
Take care. Bye, Sheri. So once again, before I let you go, I just want you to remember that sales and corporate events, they're built on care, communication, and a willingness to take ownership in the experience from the very first conversation, as Sheri said. So if you want to do better, don't just ask how to sell more. Ask how to listen better, how to design experiences with intention, and how to make your guests feel comfortable handing you the reins. Because when you raise the standards around service and connection, revenue follows, not the other way around. That's how we build trust. It's how we create memorable experiences and how you win in this industry long term. So, thank you again to Gatemaster Technology for making this Live with Sondra show possible and for supporting Attractions as they evolve and grow. This conversation, if it resonates with you, share it with your team, drop some comments, follow Live with Sondra on YouTube, LinkedIn, and all the other podcast networks where we're broadcasting this conversation. That's what helps us make these conversations better and helps us do better work for you. So until next time, thank you for tuning in to the Live with Sondra show. I'll see you guys next week.